हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे ऑप्टिकल रेजोनेटर्स। जो ऑप्टिकल रेजोनेटर्स हैं उनमें एक पेयर ऑफ मिरर्स होते हैं फेसिंग ईच अदर। इन मिरर्स के बीच में एक एक्टिव मीडियम लेज़र मीडियम होता है, एक्टिव लेजिंग मीडियम, जिसमें कि एक प्रोसेस होती है फीडबैक की, ऑप्टिकल फीडबैक। तो ये मिरर्स जो हैं ये ऑप्टिकल फीडबैक प्रोवाइड करते हैं। जो सिस्टम है वो एक तरह से ऑसिलेटर की तरह से काम करता है। एक रेक्टेंगुलर रेजोनेटर वो होता है कैविटी जिसमें कि बहुत सारे ऑसिलेटिंग मोड्स होते हैं। हमें वो मोड किसी प्रक्रिया से सिलेक्ट करने होते हैं, उसे कहते हैं मोड लॉकिंग। हमें इन पॉइंट्स को जानना जरूरी है कि क्वालिटी फैक्टर क्या होता है, लाइन विड्थ क्या है, पैसिव कैविटी और एक्टिव कैविटी में क्या फ़र्क है, कैविटी लाइफ टाइम किसे कहते हैं, सिंगल ट्रांसफर्स या लॉन्जिट्यूडनल मोड सिलेक्शन की क्या कंडीशन है, इंटेंस पल्स तैयार करने के लिए क्या तकनीक है, अल्ट्रा शॉर्ट पल्स का उत्पादन करने के लिए क्या तरीका है, और हाई पीक पावर लेजर्स की क्या कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स होती हैं। एक 2 मिरर स्फेरिकल रेजोनेटर का चित्र आपके समक्ष प्रस्तुत है। यहाँ पर R1 R2 जो मिरर्स हैं उनकी रेडियाई ऑफ कर्वेचर्स हैं। इस क्वेश्चन में हमें शो करना है कि वो क्या कंडीशन है कि जिसमें कि एक जनरल स्फेरिकल रेजोनेटर है वो स्टेबल रहे। तो हम अज्यूम करते हैं कि हमारे पास एक गॉसियन बीम है जो कि एक्सिस के तरफ जा रही है। जेड एक्सिस की तरफ। E0XY ये इसका एम्पलीट्यूड हो गया और ये गाउसियन प्रोफाइल है। आप देखें कि इसको अज्यूम कर सकते हैं 2D में R², सो -R² बाय ओमेगा 0² टाइप की हो गई, जहाँ ओमेगा नॉट जो है इसका वेस्ट साइज है। इट इज द एम्पलीट्यूड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन अलोंग the z axis at z is equals to 0. The electric field distribution किसी भी स्थान पर ट्रांसवर्स डायरेक्शन में जो होगा that is given by EXYZ. This is the amplitude, and you see it is lambda z by pi w0 square exponential minus x square plus y square by omega 0 square 1 plus lambda z by pi w0 square squared, and this is the phase factor. This equation comes from the Lagrange modes. We assume lambda z by pi omega 0 square to be gamma, and when we substitute it we obtain a somewhat simplified equation. Again substituting for z 1 plus 1 over gamma square as Rz, and omega 0 square into 1 plus gamma square is equals to omega square z. We obtain Exyz is equals to E00 divided by 1 minus j gamma, where we have substituted this as gamma. Then you see, keeping this as it is, omega 0 square. Now it gives omega square, and rest is the phase factor. Here it again comes to Rz. So we obtain a compact equation for the electric field distribution. Now you see, it is very simple to justify that the total distance between the mirrors D comprises of two parts, D1 plus D2. Here somewhere there is 0 origin, and following the sign convention we may move forward or we may move backwards, but the absolute value of the distances d1 d2 gives the total distance d. For mirror m1 the pole is at minus d1, and for mirror m2 the pole, that is dhruv, is at minus d2. When a Gaussian beam resonates between the mirrors, the essential condition is that it falls normally on the mirror, and for a confined propagation we see that it should come back to the origin. So for that it is simple to justify using the ray optics that minus r1 is equals to minus d1. R is the radius of curvature, and as shown in the figure, you see minus d1 alpha by d1, and r2 is equals to d2 plus alpha by d2. The beam is incident normally on the mirror. It retraces its path up to the second mirror, where again it is incident normally, and likewise it resonates between these two mirrors. Simplifying this equation, both of these equations, we obtain the value of alpha. And when I equate them and solve them, I obtain two equations. One I get from equation number 3, d is equals to d1 plus d2. See this. And another equation in variables d1 and d2 I obtain from equation number 6. And solving them simultaneously, we obtain the value of d1 and d2, where d1 is equals to r2 minus d into d divided by r1 plus r2 minus 2d. Similarly, d2 is r1 minus d into d, r1 plus r2 minus 2d. And on substituting and on rearranging we get D1 in a simple straight line form. I substitute G1 is equals to 1 minus D by R1 and G2 is equals to 1 minus D over R2, where D1 and D2 on substituting these I get 9A equation and 9B equation. And you see R1 and R2 are also obtained. Now if we eliminate R1 and R2 from these two equations 9A and 9B by substituting their values in terms of the total distance at G1 and G2, we obtain C equation for D1 and D2 in terms of capital D and G1 G2. I will be forwarding you these sheets so that you may download them and simplify the equations, because the mathematics is a bit involved. Now you see here it is the spot size W0 square, and W0 square is equals to lambda by pi under root of G1 G2 T square 1 minus G1 G2 divided by G1 plus G2 minus 2 G1 G2. And you know that it is a real quantity, of course. So for this to be real, we must have the value under the radical sign to be positive or 0. For this, either G1 G2 is positive or 0, or and also 1 minus G1 G2 should be positive or 0. Both of these conditions simultaneously give that G1 G2 is greater than 0 and less than 1. When I substitute the values of G1 G2, see here 10A and 10B, I obtain a very good popular equation, which is the stability condition for a resonator consisting of two spherical resonators. The stability diagram is indicated here, which we shall discuss in tomorrow's lecture. Thank you very much for watching.